But let's come back to the hadith in Bukhari. One Sahabi came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, Ya Rasulullah, sometimes when I'm reading namaz behind you, I don't look down, I look towards you. What is the status of my namaz? Is my namaz broken? The Prophet ﷺ didn't say, oh my Sahabi, you should be concentrating towards Allah. And this hadith is in Bukhari. I'm saying this with authority and responsibility. The Prophet ﷺ said, oh my Sahabi, your namaz is not broken. Forget about thinking of Rasulullah ﷺ. Here we are talking about looking at him. If looking at him doesn't break your namaz, how can thinking about him break your namaz? Lekin farq ki baat hai na. They do it also, we do it. But Allah puts a parda before their eyes. I was in Australia one day and he said, I had a munazara with a Shaykh al-Hadith from Deoband, and he said, oh, the standing up on Salatul Salam is not allowed, standing up. I said, listen, why are you making so much fuss? You yourself read Salatul Salam standing up. He said, because some I don't read. He said, I've never read Salatul Salam. I said, Qasam, you have read. He said, La, sari zindagi hum iske khilaf rahe. Now you're saying I've read Salatul Salam? I said, yes. He said, I read in Tashahud. I said, no, you stand up, you read like this, the way we do. He said, Wallahi. I said, okay, say that if I prove that you have read this, then your wife is divorced from you. He said, no, I can't do that. He said, maybe I did it in insanity. In insanity, maybe when I was not thinking, maybe I did it. But Wallahi, I swear by Allah, I have never stood up and read Durood and Salam on the Prophet ﷺ like this. I said, are you sure? Are you 100% sure? What if I prove you have? And not only you, all the Najdis and the Salafis, they all read Salatul Salam. Standing up, with their hands folded, they read Durood and Salam. He said, impossible. They are against it. We are against it. How can you say we read it? I said, Allah Sarya Kono Quran hai. Allah makes everyone read. The difference between you and us, we read, you read. But after you read, Allah puts a parda on top of your eyes. He said, well, I don't understand what you're talking about, because as far as I'm concerned, the fatwa is that you cannot stand and read folding your hands. This is shirk. I said, really? And when was the last time you read namaz al-janazah? He said, 2 weeks ago. I said, so what happened on the first takbir? He said, we read salah. I said, and what happened on the second takbir? He said, oh. Durood. Maybe I should say, Imam Sahib, stand behind him, kick him in the back. When he reads namaz al-janazah, on the second durood, he should sit down. I said, you folded your arms or you had your arms like this? He said, I folded my arms. I said, you were standing up or you were sitting down? He said, I was standing up. I said, it means that in namaz al-janazah, you read salam standing up with your arms folded. When you did salam, Allah put a parda before your eyes. It means you read and we read, but after you read, Allah puts a parda before your eyes. Now you tell me, ask any Salafi, ask any Al-Hadith. They read and we read, but Allah accepts our reading. That's why we read even after namaz al-janazah. These people, they only read symbolically because Allah wants them to show them that even I can make you read. If I want, I can make you read. You know, there's a joke in this respect. There was one person, he was standing by Data Sahib, he said, Data, bhook lagi hui hai. You know, Data Ganj Bakhsh. I'm very hungry, give me food. And you know, people used to come and say, Chalo ji, fakir hai, isko khana de. They used to give him dinner. So every day he used to say, Data, shukriya, shukriya. One day he was waiting all day and nobody came and gave him food. He says, Data, Come on, please. I'm hungry. So one Salafi was passing by. He said, hey, yeah, what are you doing? That's a man too. He's in his grave. What is he going to give you? He said, Pagal, what are you asking that? Here's 10 rupees. Go and buy some food. I will give you. That I can't give you. He took 10 rupees and he said, Dada, Subhanallah. आज तक तो ईमान वालों से देता रहा, आज तूने बता दिया कि बेईमानों से भी दिलवा देता है. From up to now, you have been sending moments to give me. I have seen you are a great wali of Data Sahib. You have organized my meal through a Bayman today. So they all do. Ultimately, they all do. You know, at the end of the day, karde sare ne, but Allah puts a parda before their eyes and they cannot see. So thinking of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in your namaz is amle sahaba. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that your namaz does not break. And forget about looking, forget about thinking. Let's talk about talking. This hadith is narrated in Bukhari, in Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ was reading namaz, and he was reading Asr namaz. And instead of reading 4 rakats, he read 5 rakats. And on the 5th rakat, when he sat in tashahud, what would a normal imam do if he's read 5 rakats? The Prophet ﷺ, he should have done Sajda Sahab, isn't it? But in namaz, in tashahud, he turned around and he said, Sahaba, did I read 4 or did I read 5? Now you tell me, if your Imam Sahab did that, he would have had his orders. End of contract of employment. No. Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, one person came to the office to me. I said, what kind of Muslim? He said, I'm Ahl Hadith. I said, really? That's bid'ah? You can't be Ahl Hadith. He said, no, we believe in Hadith. I said, there is a Hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grandson, Hazrat Imam Hussain, urinated in his lap. So you believe in this Hadith? He says, yes. I said, then go and tell your grandson, beta, idhar aao. You believe you're Ahl Hadith? Come on here, urinate on my lap, because this is what the Hadith says. We are not Ahl Hadith, we are Ahl Sunnah. That is why the Prophet ﷺ didn't say alaykum bi hadithi. He said alaykum bi sunnati. I leave my sunnah with you. So there is no such a thing as a creature known as Ahl Hadith. And if there is, then you should get your grandchildren to urinate on you. Anyway, so what was I talking about? The Prophet ﷺ was reading. He said, Sahaba, did I read 4 or did I read 5? The Prophet ﷺ had so much knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ did this to teach his ummah. Did I read 4 or did I read 5? Now even the greatest mufti in the world, the greatest muhaddis, the greatest mufassir, the greatest faqih, he will never talk to anybody in his namaz. If you talk to anybody in your namaz, what happens? Huh? You finished. But the Prophet ﷺ talks to his sahaba. And what do the sahaba do? They say, Astaghfirullah, this is ibadat for Allah. No. They said, Ya Rasulullah, you read 5. So what does it mean? Forget about thinking, forget about looking. Even talking to Rasulullah in your namaz is something which is the sunnah of the sahaba. The Prophet ﷺ, and this is in Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ should have said, and Muslim, but he should have said, it is not allowed to talk in namaz. But no, the rule is, when anybody else talks, you shouldn't talk. But when your Nabi talks to you, you should respond to him, even if you are reading namaz. So therefore, talk about thinking, I have proved. Looking, I have proved. Talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.